Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you're seeing my video and coming across my video, please don't forget to comment, share and like. I want you to see this video of the parliament leader who stood up for his people, who stood up to fight for his people, because he sees everything that is going on. Like, he's talking about the school, the way he wants people, the students around there to benefit, the students around there to have that, at least that comfortability at their schools and at their country. I need you to see the way he's really debating at the parliament, and that motivates a lot and that encourages a lot. I need you to see this video and I'll be back with more comments.
People's National Party. Indeed, the concept of minimum wage was really, I mean, the setting of the minimum, the first setting of the minimum wage was done, I think it's 74, Michael Manley and the People's National Party. Now, Mr. President, we need to be careful how we allow for people to be used as props, especially within the parliament. We need to resist the belief that the Prime Minister seems to have, that resources of the nation can be used as he so pleases as gifts to individuals without policies. I give, for example, peanut bread. Radam, I know somebody went to the Prime Minister in his effort to be cool. I know you don't know peanut bread. He's not that cool. And maybe he didn't know that peanut bread said that he had an injury through an accident that he could not afford to get fixed at the hospital. I said to myself, how peanut bread can't afford healthcare when healthcare is free? So maybe peanut bread knows that it is a lie being sold, that healthcare is free, because you almost have to pay for every single thing when you actually get there. So the policy that, oh, we have free healthcare, when there is no healthcare, that should have been fixed when peanut bread came here, because that are the things. There are others like him who might not make the Prime Minister popular, but who are in same circumstance. So the People's National Party wants to tell peanut bread and others like him that we have proposed from our last manifesto that there should be a national health insurance. And when I spoke to the current leader, the man said, go and go shoot it, man, because we still believe in the national health insurance. We got from a large insurance company a costing, a calculation of what that will cost. And they stated some of the benefits of this national health insurance. And one of what it costs, I know, I mean, you like this one here, Senator Grant. Office. Grant. Maybe. Don't disturb me when you see me in our flow. Just accept anything. Office visits. At least it's only the names losing you, but follow the concepts. Office visits. You can go on 4 office visits for just a co-pay of $800. Right? You have 10 visits per disability. You have things like 10 visits per disability, gynecologist visits. You have 80% of your medicine. All of that was for approximately $18 billion in their calculation. You even have dental in it. What is taking this government so long to have a proposal for discussion? Yes. For us to say that we can do this for our people? The best thing for out of the $1 trillion, because I don't want you to say we are now moving towards fiscal indiscipline. I talk about within the $395 billion that you had, we would have taken $18 billion out of it. Indeed, the People's National Party, as proved here, had it in our manifesto. The young lady that was carried as well and being paraded, I think the Bible says that when you give with your left, your right hand shouldn't know, and when you give with your right, your left hand shouldn't know. But the Prime Minister now have this young lady making advertisements when she was a victim of the Prime Minister's decision. The Prime Minister decided to act as he acted.
On a point of order, Mr. President. That is misleading the Senate. She was a victim of fraud by a gang selling land illegally attached to the Klansman gang. She was not a victim of the Prime Minister. That must be withdrawn. It is not appropriate.
With respect, the Prime Minister came to this Parliament and said he had given instructions
to tear down an illegally built structure on stolen land by a gang that was attached to your side.
He was the one
He was not an abuser, and you cannot do that. The statement must be withdrawn, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
the statement must be withdrawn.
He said no.
The statement must be withdrawn. The statement must be withdrawn. The statement must be withdrawn. You can't tell me anything. The statement is inaccurate and it is a lie. And it must be pulled back, Mr. President.
What's your ruling, sir?
The minister, I'm sorry. The minister, Samuda, pointed out that the Prime Minister did not give any instructions as suggested by...
To demolish our house?
To demolish our house.
To demolish our house?
Let me finish now. I don't think that, I think that Senator Crawford's proposition is such that any right-thinking person listening to it would not in any way be misled. So he can continue.
You know what, Mr. President? You know what, Senator Lambert?
You want another presiding officer?
Nobody gonna stop my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no. I got to keep. No, all I'm saying is that the house that was demolished was based on decisions made. All the realities that should have been considered remain the same. So nothing has changed in the decisions that were in her circumstance. At that time, she was a victim of fraud. At that time, all the other things that are still the same wasn't considered in a alternative thing than licking down her house. So therefore, I don't understand. That is why they call him the demolition man. Now, let's go to some of the things that we don't necessarily agree. And I'm coming to completion. Heart Trust. The separation of Heart from the Ministry of Education is indeed baffling. And now Heart is in the Prime Minister's office, and there has been constant failings, including what some of the unrest that we're seeing in the media today. But I indeed am a true supporter of Heart. The photo you're seeing here is 28th of November 2009. As president of the PMPYO, we awarded Mr. Siaga an award for his input and his concept of, that's me as a younger Rasta of Heart. But more so, if you look at some of these photos, that is me going to Heart. As a member of Parliament, I attended Heart, and I know, yeah, you visited that site, and I have a certification in steel bending. I can make stirrup, I can make mutton, I can make all these things. Yeah. No, I was taking the young men of East Rural, so therefore I went to encourage them to go. You have to work. You have to work. No, I'm telling you, I can go to Canada anytime. So I am encouraging the young people to take up Heart, because they were excellent teachers. Excellent teachers. And they came to the community and were willing to do projects in the community while they were training. So I must say. However, grand announcements re Heart tuition and admin fees being removed is fool's gold. Fool's gold. Everybody's excited about it, but so is everybody excited about fool's gold. Hanover is an example. The Prime Minister announced that up to level 4, tuition fees and admin fees will be removed. That's great. Let's see now. We need to go no further than pronouncements made in today's Observer. What does the pronouncement say in today's Observer? Managing Director of Heart Trust NSTA, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, in the article titled Heart Ready to Grow, Ingleton told the Jamaica Observer that based on the announcements, the entity will be expecting a loss of $58.7 million. So $58.7 million reduction in institutional income. She went further to state that the target pre-announcement was 117,000 enrollments. Quick calculation shows that $58 million in losses is $502 per person. $502 per person. The Prime Minister came with $1 trillion budget, made a big song and dance, when the vast majority of people were paying nothing in the first place. There were only admin fees for level 2 and 3. And if you pay one time, you don't pay again. And then at level 4, only some courses had a fee of 20,000, maximum 60,000. The ones that have the largest fee, level 5, is not up to level 4. But it is celebrated because we all want something to happen for these young people. What value is this grand announcement? 58 million in $1 trillion budget? Yes, because what it's doing now is set us up to castigate the youths that them worthless when nothing has changed for them. Nothing has changed. Now there is a waiting list currently. Let us look at one of them that train for the major industry that we have. That is hotel and tourism, Runaway Bay. They have a waiting list of approximately 2,000 people currently. Before the excitement and the this and the that, they have a waiting list. No, with all the new hotels that we build, there should be a second heart like Runaway Bay to expand that training. There's second. Let me give you my plan for heart as a art man, eh? As a art graduate. I don't think the Prime Minister can say he's a art graduate. You have approximately 170 high schools in Jamaica, secondary schools, approximately 170. I said that we should do 50 per year. We give them $100 million to build out their TVET program. Because you know that the heart of $15 billion each year. It gets 15 billion coming to it each year. So you just said that. So we are in agreement. So therefore, instead of 58 million, let us really change this country by putting within the secondary schools 5 billion a year. In 4 years, every secondary school will gone. And they will then build out their TVET infrastructure. Them call it their TVET laboratory. Because technical subjects need some form of these skills. Let us build out their TVET laboratories. Now, these schools will then open at 5 p.m. to accept adults for evening school. Again, there's a good model that exists with the Stats St. Andrew Technical High School that have their full adult evening school after 5, like 5 to 9. Now, what that will also do is to increase accessibility, because if the Prime Minister thinks that $3,000 was a deterrent for 1 year, you imagine that a person have to find a way to get there. And congratulations to Heart give you lunch. So therefore, we're saying, let us take the next 4 years and build out the TVET infrastructure within the secondary schools. Because you know what, Senator Mayor? The infrastructure of schools is one of the most inefficient infrastructure investments in this country. The infrastructure of school is used basically from 8 to 4, 8 months, Monday to Friday. And all of that investment then lay until either a political meeting I keep or somebody want to use it. It's an underutilized infrastructure. So if we should now extend the utility of the infrastructure by putting in the TVET laboratories, imagine how accessible 200 new entities that is what announcement is, not $502. Additionally, we should take the 11 billions being bamboozled from the NHT over the next 4 years to build dormitories in these schools that will allow our students from wherever to attend one of the schools with the TVET specialization that they're interested in. Because you can't put every TVET in every school. So you have to really know, make this one, these 10 is that, and these 10 is that, and these 10 is that. So a person of this interest now, he then now goes and become a resident. I asked a contractor to tell me how much $200 million can do. He says, basically, a dormitory, $1 million per student, is reasonable, a reasonable expectation. So if you put 200 million in our school, you can put a dormitory for 200 children. Now you imagine how we can change this country when we can separate some of our at-risk youths from the influence of these communities and put them. We had that plan in the 70s when they used to go up to some of these areas and stay. That is how we change nations. That's how we change nations. So therefore, I am not in celebratory mode because we are removing $58 million out of a $1 trillion budget, averaging $502 per person. That is in itself ridiculous. And I think I will have support from the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister said, and I'm not being unkind to the Prime Minister, I'm just using his words. Oh, I go on, I'll see my something cheap out there too. Yeah, sabotage. The Prime Minister said, and I quote, for heart, my heart plan. Yes. Oh, before I go to the Prime Minister, I'm going to go to Minister Clark after that. I'm suggesting you go to Minister Clark and ask him for 30 billion to facilitate monthly stipends of 25,000 to every youth in heart that maintains attendance records and a grade point average. Not new money, not fiscal indiscipline, but from the 395 billion. If you think that's too much, allow me to quote from the Heart Trust NSTA 2022-2026 strategic plan. The strategic plan, it says, a ranking of 135th, was attained for organized crime and 148th for homicide rates per 100,000 people, population. Violence has resulted in a chaotic existence for many families and businesses and has stifled economic and social development. Data from the Inter-American Bank 2014 indicates that crime costs Jamaica approximately 3.99% of GDP. A coordinating multidimensional approach is needed to tackle the scourge of crime and violence in Jamaica, and Heart's role in developing the labor force through globally competitive training and employment of the crime strategy. So if we can induce participation, and a person who have to go hustle, how am I going to go hard? A person who have a look at youth and have to send something, how am I going to go hard? So therefore, I believe that if we could give them a 25,000 per month, it will take that thing. But the Prime Minister should agree. Mr. President, there is absolutely no reason, no excuse for the government with the circumstances we currently face to still be taking 11 billion per year from NHD. Senator Bunting, I want your local attention for this one. As did I say, in X time, Minister Davis said no new taxes, but he wasn't taking $11 billion from NHD. What we have now is a continuation of taking $11 billion from the NHD to buttress the budget. So when we jump and say no new taxes, we should remind the people that the benefits that they could get from NHD is not being possible to the equal extent, because over the period of the Jamaica Labour Party, they must have gone 80 billion by now. You say we started. Yeah, man, but he once again he opens the door. When we started it, the Prime Minister, when we started it, he threatened to go to court, claiming it was unconstitutional. But then in 2017, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "It should be clear to the entire Jamaica that is not the intention of government to use up the NHT money to do things other than build housing. This is 2017, I quote. To do anything other than houses. He then says, I don't mind if you win a political battle, that well, he broke his promise, or well, he can't be trusted, or whatever. You want to win in a political battle, that's fine, go ahead, win it. This is the person that said his philosophy is that NHT money should not be spent other than for houses. And now we continue even without the need to take under the claim that we can say no new taxes. Then if the NHT money doesn't remain in the trust, then the NHT money, that portion is now a tax. That is a tax. It was a trust first. That is why the trust used to set up on the benefit, and now it just go to the consolidated fund. We have to be careful what we do. Yeah, he did say that. Now, if you look throughout the promises that they assume that they have proposed, the thread is the same. After exorbitant increase in traffic fines targeted affecting mainly the transport operators, they're going to propose a benefit of approximately $4,000 a year, and they assume that did it. But no, that didn't did it, and that didn't do it. In the charge of a tint is $500,000. Additionally, they would like
that's not so. I don't think it's $500,000 for. I saw that, but I checked it and I don't think it's right.
All right, I'll accept I doesn't have all the numbers.
No, I'm not sure. The fee.
I know you're not sure, sir.
That tint thing that come out in the social media and say it was 500 and then
so you have corrected.
No,
and I will accept.
I'm just saying that you need to check.
Now that you challenge it, I will check.
No, I'm not challenge it. I just.
But I'm going to confirm to you that the point remains the same. That the exorbitant increases in fees will not did it for the taximan when it is wiped away. He didn't did it. They would like the youths that they seek favor and connection with the yang culture by claiming they're giving away helmets without reminding them that it's illegal still to buy a bike without helmets. Now that I'm sure of, because I pointed that out. That how can it be illegal to buy a bike without at the same time buy a helmet? So if the Prime Minister give Youth A helmet and he goes to buy a second bike, Youth A haven't benefited from the Prime Minister's helmet. He now have to go buy a new bike. So I expect you come to change this now with this new proposal that you're going to be giving helmets away. We will pay dearly, I put it to you, for the way we negotiated with our teachers. Mr. President, in 2020-2021, resignation 723 teachers. In 2021-2022, resignation 1,310 teachers, almost double. The impact isn't reflected in the numbers because one teacher is responsible in the secondary entities for up to 160 children. A teacher teaching 4 classes, which is the norm, 2 10th grade, 2 11th grade, is going to have in each class 40 students. So every time you have a teacher missing, that is going to be 160 students. What do we have now? We have today's date, about 2 months from CXC, that schools are still in the Sunday paper advertising 6 spaces and 7 spaces. And what we have done is to make Jamaica uncompetitive for the services of our teachers, and also that we have increased the intent in the way that the negotiations were handled for our teachers to migrate. This have been captured. Mr. President, this is a poll budget that was aimed to take advantage of the lack of information, a poll budget in the public. But if you think that did it, you made a sad mistake. I asked the taximen, and they respond 4 grand after taking 400 grand. No, it didn't did it. I asked the youth who have given up on the prosperity plan, do you think it did it? They say no, it didn't did it. I asked the grand announcements, did it? If they said making what's already free, it didn't do it for me. I asked the teachers, did it? They told me to ask their travel agents because it didn't did it. I asked the children getting one lunch per week, did it? They say no, it didn't did it. I asked the entertainment practitioners who can't get a permit due to daily states of emergency, did it? No, it didn't did it. I asked the single mothers. And Mr. President, I asked the posters. And the unfortunate answers will be, no Mr. H, no Mr. C. This budget did not did it for me. Respect and thank you.
Hello guys, welcome back. I believe that you're seeing the way Damian is really talking and speaking out everything that you see, like the leaders are doing wrong, and that's very good and very nice of him. Standing up for the people is very good, because you will get many few leaders who can stand up for their people and encourage them and motivate them and really want them to be heard of, or to be appreciated and to be supported in everything that they do. And I really love the way Damian is really doing at the parliament. If we get 10 guys like Damian, my friend, our countries will be very good, and everybody will be recognized and everyone will be appreciated. You see, many leaders come to us asking for the votes. After voting for them, their manifestos and their leading actions, two different people. Their words were just there to motivate people, but their actions are speaking louder than their words, and that's not good. We should have more leaders like Damian at the parliament, so that they can stand there for us, motivate us and support us in everything that we're doing. And then also, not forgetting, like, you as a leader, you should always stand there for your people. You should always speak for your people, because these people are the one who will give you another opportunity or another chance to be the leader. But to get some of the parliament members, their husband or their wives are at the government, so that discourage them from giving out rules that will hinder or will make their husbands or their wives not to be leading accordingly. That will make them to feel, no, we are doing the wrong thing. That the reason why many leaders are doing things, and if their wives or if any relative is in the parliament, you cannot give out the rules, that you will know that very well, this rule, if I give out, my person or my husband or my wife or my cousin or anybody who is in the leadership and is my relative will not benefit from it. It will hinder him or make him to be demoted or be thrown away from the seat. That's why you get a lot of people being afraid of supporting the people who gave the leaders the chance of being in the government, and that's not good. We need many people to stand like Damian and support the people who are in the ground, because you see, if you don't have any say at your government, you don't have any say at your country, who will stand there for you? We need more leaders. We need youth that will stand there for us and play a good role like Damian. Play a role that Damian stood there for his people. And that's a very good thing. I need you to, please, don't forget to comment, share and like. Please, make sure you stand for your country. Make sure you support the leaders who supports you. Leader who sees the things that is going on in the ground and is not happy and is standing and saying it out. And that's the good leader that we need. Young youth, stand up. Make sure that you fight for your country. Make sure that you fight for your people, because those elderly people, they cannot come and start fighting back. But you young youth, you can stand up and fight for your country. And definitely the results must come out when you are together. United we stand, divided we fall. Let that sink. Please don't forget to comment, share and like my video. If this is the first time that you're coming across on my video, please comment, and I'll be back with more comment at my next video. See you next time. Bye bye.